Peace, neighbors. Yo, what's poppin' with the population, man? It's your favorite neighbor, Dayron, aka Neighborhood. Y'all know the plethora of names by now, man. Welcome back to the greatest More Life show on the planet. As you guys can see, we back outside getting to it to get through it. Your neighbor got a few things in the operations to take care of today. I have 2 orders to ship, and I thought in the process of packaging those orders that it will also be a great idea to show you guys how your favorite neighbor packages and ships plants. Well, mainly just packages plants. You know, I want to show you guys the neighborhood way of how I package plants. I literally learned and became so good at shipping plants simply off trial and error. You know, simply off trial and error. First starting off my business, I've shipped some plants to people and they got there fucked up, and you know, just learning and just honing in on the craft, I've just gotten better and better and better, man. And you know, these past 3 years, I've really been having a high success rate at, you know, getting the plants to the people that are purchasing in a timely, safe manner. And the reviews speak for itself. You know, everybody that has received a plant from your favorite neighbor in the past 3 to 4 years have nothing but great things to say. And I've shipped to a lot of places. I ship a lot of plants to Cali, to places in Florida, even though that's not far, places to Texas, Mexico, even Hawaii, you know what I'm saying? It's rocking with your favorite neighbor. All had nothing but great things to say. Not to toot my horn, but you know what I mean? I'm gonna give you guys the game today. For those of you who wanna learn a very easy, cost-effective way of how to ship your plants, and not just ship them and get them to people, but get them there to people in a timely fashion and have your plants intact, and not only intact but healthy and ready to be planted in the ground or transplanted into a bigger pot for whomever you are shipping to. Now again, neighbors, this is not the right way, this is not the standard way. This is the neighborhood way. I didn't get this way from nobody else, but from trial and error, because experience, we all know, is the greatest teacher there is, you feel me? This is like an easy, surefire way that you will be able to ship a plant cost effectively and safely and not have to worry. Like I did when I first started shipping plants. So I didn't go to school for this, I didn't learn this from nobody, but you know, it's safe to say from the results that a good amount of years ago, I dropped out of college, but I'm now teaching you the knowledge. And now I'm schooling you to the game, you feel me? I've really been through trial and error. I have some bad reviews. If you scroll down, I have some bad reviews. I got through the fire, got on the other side. Now I want to teach you guys and show you guys how to ship plants a very easy, simple, effective way without having to deal with all the headaches that I've dealt with. You dig? So let's get it. So let me get this straight, neighbors. I thought I was about to teach y'all a neighborhood way, a neighborhood gem, without first doing the neighborhood due diligence. Come on now, y'all know me better than that, man. Make sure y'all do your neighborhood due diligence, man. And get this episode a like. Make sure to comment neighborhood, neighbor, or just show some overall love in the comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the neighborhood so we could continue to grow the neighborhood one neighbor at a time. Also, go follow me on all my socials at Neighborhoodnature_. If you guys would like to go buy a tree, you feel me, a plant, some herbs, seeds, and then the collection of things that we have to offer the neighborhood is continuously growing. If you would like to purchase from the neighborhood, make sure to go tap into the Etsy shop. I will put it here on the screen as well as down in the description below. So go check out our Etsy shop. You know what I'm saying? Online plant nursery for now until we secure something solid. First, before we get into it, I want to state what you will need to have before we do it. First things first, the most important thing out of all this, you need a nice quality box. Something that's not flimsy, something that just don't break easy. You know, something that's nice, that you could pack a plant in and that will really protect a plant. That's first things first. Also, I would really advise you to get a box that opens up the long way, not from the top. You want to get a box that opens up the long way because it's easier to pack it. You know, it's easier to pack it, it's easier to secure it if you could open it the elongated way. 2, This is a given. You're gonna need some tape, bro. Need tape. Why would you not need tape? You need tape. And I would preferably say get some tape where it has the cutter on it. Much easier to handle, much easier to work with. 3, definitely gonna need some scissors or something sharp. I would say scissors because you're gonna need to cut something real quick. And I'm gonna get into that. So you need scissors, you need some plastic wrap. Now, don't go into your kitchen and grab the plastic wrap that your mom's or your wife or your sister or you use to wrap food. You can use it, but I would suggest you get some packaging plastic wrap. It's gonna be less of a headache when you're using it. It makes the job very easy, you know what I'm saying, and quicker. You know, so go get some plastic wrap. 4th, you're gonna need another box. It doesn't have to be a specific or some fancy ass box. Any box that you're about to throw out, get that box. We're gonna get into why we need the box. And then, last but not least, you're gonna need some paper. This is not parchment paper. This is actually shipping paper. You could get 2 of these for like less than $15, $20. You could get a big ass box of this shipping paper for I think about $20, and it will last you. And that's because you don't need a lot either. And this too, I've had this exact plastic wrap for about 3 years. You really don't need that much, and it comes with a lot. Stop being cheap, make that investment so that you can deliver a quality product and make sure your plants get there safe. And tape, I got this from the Family Dollar for $2. Now, all I do is just buy a new set of tape when I run out of tape, and I don't have to keep replacing this. And the tape is like $1. And it works just as good as the fancy tape that you would get from a shipping company or online somewhere, you feel me? It does the job. All those materials, I would say in total will cost you no less than $30, and it will last you years. All these materials you could get from Office Depot, Office Max, or if you're really lazy and you don't want to go outside, get it from Amazon. To make it a cost-effective way for the neighbors to buy plants and not really have to suffer from a heavy shipping price. I don't ship plants that's over 3 feet. That's just me. I don't ship plants over 3 feet. I try to ship anything under 3 feet, maybe 4 feet, but really try to keep it around 3 to 3.5 feet tall. You know, that is the best way to ensure that, you know, you don't get raped on the shipping prices, is by making sure your plant is under 3 feet. You won't have to deal with a high weight cost or, like, you know, lengthwise, you know, and that's where they get the taxing off the shipping. Also, even if I have a plant that's growing in a gallon container, I definitely downgrade the pot so that, you know, the weight won't be as much as well. And honestly, it won't hurt the plant. I just make sure I inform and put directions in the package to upgrade the pot as soon as you get the plant. All right, neighbors, so first things first. I'm trying to get through this because I feel like it's gonna rain. First things first, you wanna make sure you water the plants. Don't nobody want a dry ass plant coming to them, especially when they spent some good money and they trusted your expertise in growing this plant. Make sure you water the plant. Make sure that you create some type of greenhouse effect in this package. Remember, the plant is not gonna have access to any sun at all. So the next best thing is making sure it has water. The moisture that builds up in the box will be just enough for it, and especially the roots. So you'll only need to water the plant one time. Now, when watering the plant, do not overwater the plant. You know, just water enough so that, you know, it can get to the roots. The reason why you don't want to overwater it right before you put it in the package is because it's already leaking. And when it leaks, that means the bottom of the box is gonna get leftover water and it's gonna be soggy on the bottom. Now, why is that a problem? That can affect the protection that the box is giving the plant. You never know with these shipping people. So if somebody drops it the wrong way, being that it's soggy, it just breaks easily. You know, you just want to make sure they're not affecting the actual box. If you're gonna water it a few minutes before or right before you put it in the box, make sure you don't overwater it, one. Or you could get a spray bottle, spray the top a good amount. Or what I like to do is water it 30 minutes to an hour before I'm about to ship it. That way, all the water that is just coming down, because your plant is nice and aerated, all the water that's working its way through the dirt leaks out the pot, and by the time you're ready to package the plant, it's, not leaking anymore. You don't want to ship somebody a dry-ass plant, neighbors. You don't. They will be highly upset with you. You want to make sure the plant is nice and damp, give off the impression, and not just an impression like you're acting, but you take care of the plants, even when you're giving it to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you water your plants. Do not send somebody a dry ass plant. They will be highly upset with you. Now, step number 2, remember that piece of cardboard I was talking about that we're gonna need? This is where step number 2 comes in. All you're doing with this cardboard box is you done watered the plant. Now you're gonna just take the cardboard box and you're going to basically just put it on the top of the soil. And how we're gonna do that? We're gonna do that by taking a random piece of cardboard or a box, whatever you have, and just cutting it into a circle. I would say when you're cutting a box, cut it as big as possible, because you can always downsize. You can never go up in size once you cut it. So cut it as big as possible and adjust it as you go. So we done cut the circle. What we do next is we cut into the box. Cut like a nice little triangle or like a rectangle. This little curve here is gonna go around the plants. Now we just see if it fits inside the box. Now this does not fit, so we're gonna make a little adjustments as you go so that it could fit properly. It still doesn't fit, so we're gonna make adjustments. That's what life is about. You see how it perfectly fits in there. The reason why I'm using this cardboard box is very important. It's because, say if they have the plant upside down, this will help to keep the dirt inside the pot as much as possible. Now, there's a step that I also did forget. Before I put the cardboard box in there, the step that I forgot is I like to put a piece of plastic on top of the soil. Why do I like to do that? Because this will help keep the soil moist. Then we just place the cardboard box right on top of it, just like that. So we water the plant. Next, we put that little plastic cover on the top to make sure it stays nice and moist in there. You can poke holes so air can get through there, but you don't really have to worry about that. We cut out a circle for the cardboard box. That will help secure the dirt in there. Now, those 3 steps alone will not secure the dirt. This next step that I'm about to show you is what will really, really secure the dirt. And that's where your plastic wrap, your shipping plastic wrap comes into hand. Now, all we're gonna do next is we're going to wrap the plant as best as we possibly can. Now, usually, neighbors, what I would like to do is I like the soil to meet at least around the rim, because it doesn't give you all that extra space for, dirt to move, because remember, the soil is heavier than this cardboard box. So if I turn it upside down, it's immediately gonna, push upward. But if you fill up the soil to around here, you won't really have that problem dealing with this step that we're about to do right now. So now, all we're doing is we're gonna wrap this plant. This is probably the funnest parts of this, because you're just wrapping shit. You could even pretend like you're wrapping a gift for somebody. This is going to be the last step in securing that no dirt leaves this pot. If the shippers, turn it upside down, whatever the case may be. But see, I turned it upside down and no dirt has left this pot at all. So that's the reason why you want to have that cardboard box and then this last layer of plastic wraps, so no dirt leaves the pot. This last plastic wrap is the ultimate insurance policy, because the cardboard box alone will not ensure that the dirt will leave out, because the dirt is heavier than the cardboard box. So no matter what you put on top of it, unless you wrap it, dirt is not going to be truly secured. Now again, neighbors, the reason why I like to fill the soil up to damn near the brim is because you don't give it a lot of space for the dirt to really move like that, because it's already filled to the top. If your topsoil fills to like right here, try to put more soil in. Fill it at least up to here, so that way when you put the cardboard box on, And you know, say for instance, if it turns upside down, the soil won't move as much because it's already filled. But the next step is we're going to be putting the plant inside the box. We're gonna tape the plant to the box the neighborhood way. So you don't give the plant no chance to move around in the box. And also so you can offset all the dumb shit that the shipping workers do. You never know how they're gonna treat your package. For some reason, the worker at the shipping company, whatever shipping company you use, just ignored the big ass arrow that you roll in the box, and now he's placing it upside down. He's placing the plant upside down. Now, if you don't take the plant the correct way, the plant is gonna move, and the stem is not strong enough to just hold the pot and the dirt up. It's just gonna crush the stem. And now the plant has arrived to your customer, to your significant other, or to whomever you're shipping to, broken, and now whoever has received this plant is in shambles. They're mad at you, they're upset, they're cursing. So this way that I'm about to show you to tape the box is going to secure the plant so much that I'm gonna show you in the end of the video that I'm gonna be able to turn the box upside down for at least 10 to 15 minutes, and the plant is not gonna move. Plant is not gonna break loose from the taping job that we're gonna do. And we're taping it in such a way where the box and the plant are one together. Because again, neighbors, the people that work at these shipping companies, at the end of the day, neighbors, they are humans. Humans are emotional creatures. The job probably made him or her mad as fuck yesterday. So now he coming in with an attitude. And for some reason, he sees your package and it happens to be a plant in there. He don't know that. He just sees your box with your plant in it, and he decides to just launch that shit across the across the room. You feel me? He just launches it across the room. You feel me? Or he feel like he's Steph Curry. He wanna shoot it inside the crate. You know what I'm saying? Like he just wanna shoot your box in the crate. Or just totally ignores the big arrow that's pointing upward, and he turns it upside down. And he don't realize it until 30 minutes later. He just happens to see how good your box looks, and he just to blow some steam, he just goes and kicks it or pushes it over. All these methods that I put together is a sure-proof way to offset all the dumb shit that the humans working at the post office or any shipping company that you go through do not mess up your plant. You feel me? This is a sure-proof way that your plant will arrive to whomever you're shipping to safe and sound, you know, intact, healthy, and in a way where all the person that is receiving this plant has to do is cut up all the tape, take the plant out, and put it into a new pot or plant it in the ground. That's all we want to ensure, neighbors. I know what you're thinking. Well, the workers should treat our packages better. Well, that's not reality, neighbors. And at the end of the day, like I just said, they're humans. People go through shit. Now, that's not an excuse to give them grace and allow them to treat our packages any type of way. No, that's not that at all. That is dealing with reality and not putting all your marbles or all your faith in the workers at the shipping company, and making sure that you prepare this box the best possible way to deal with anything that the shipping companies will put it through. We're not putting all our faith in the shipping workers because we don't know how they're gonna feel that day that they're shipping your box. People are humans. They may drop your box on accident. You know, accidents happen. But if you secure your plant the right way, that little drop won't affect the box and it won't affect the plant. If you get a nice quality box and if you secure the plant the right way, you won't have no problems. Whether the workers drop a box or if they feel extra rowdy and they just launch your box across the room. You know what I'm saying? We're not putting all our marbles on the shipping company. We're not putting all our faith in it. We're putting our faith in us. And of course, God. You feel me? You won't really have to use too much tape but just enough. Just enough will take you to the championship. Now, before we even tape it, this is where our paper comes in handy. If you have any negative space within the box, that's where you would take this paper, just break it up like that, just place it in the negative space so that you can ensure that the plant is not moving around inside the box. Now, when you're placing the paper inside this negative space, you're not stuffing it in there, stretching the box. You're just, placing it in there so that you're taking away any empty spaces so that the plant is not moving. You don't want the plant to move. Now, if you guys are taping the right way, you won't need that much tape. You won't need to use the whole roll of tape. Now, starting off, you may use the whole roll of tape just because, neighbors, you're new to this, you're not true to this. You're going to tape this in a way where your plant is safe and secure. It might be a little bit frustrating because you're dealing with tape, but once you get the gist of it, it ain't gonna be a problem. My first two tapes, I feel like the first two tapes are very important. Why are they very important? Because this is the anchor. This is what's going to anchor the plant down. Whether you have it upside down, whatever which way, the first couple of tapes are very important. I also like to have the tape coming outside the box to further ensure that this plant is not going anywhere. You don't want the tape to be loose. You want the tape to be nice and tight in there. If you make it too loose, what's gonna happen is, you're gonna give it room to start moving around. And once the plant starts moving around, now you got the weight of the plant in the pot going against the tape. And when the weight of the plant in the pot has momentum, it is obviously gonna overtake the tape. So you wanna tape it as tight and firm as possible, neighbors. You don't wanna loosely tape it. This is the last piece of tape, one more. All right, neighbors, so the plant is nice and secure inside the box. The only thing we gotta do is put it through our neighborhood test. And this is a test to ensure and give me confidence that when I go off and give this package to the shippers, no matter what they do to it, it will arrive to the neighbors safe and sound. All I'm going to be doing is turning it upside down to make sure that the taping job was done very thoroughly and very well. For content's sake, I'm going to turn it upside down for 5 minutes. Now, usually I don't wait 5 minutes, I wait like 30 seconds, and if it doesn't fall through, it's good to go. So here we go, y'all ready? Let's get it. 5 minutes. The reason why I tape the plant this way, because it really takes all the pressure that you're putting just unconsciously on shipping companies to make sure that they treat your package right. I remember one time I brought a plant to one of the shippers. I ain't gonna say a name, but I brought it to one of the companies, right? And as I'm handing off the box, literally could see that there's an arrow on the box pointing this way. And what does she do? She literally takes it like this, and she literally just basically like flips it into the crate. And I'm just like, I wanted to say something, but I was like, you know what? I did such a good job. I did my part at making sure that the plant is so secure, I don't even give a fuck no more. And now if this was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I'd let her have it. But now I don't give a fuck because I make sure that the plant is safe and secure inside the box, you heard? So, oh my God, look at this one. I'm not deleting that too. All I do, neighbors, is make sure that the plant is safe and secure inside the box. And it's been a total of 5 minutes. Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. It's been probably like 1 or 2 minutes, but I ain't doing 5 minutes for y'all. Y'all bugging. As you guys can see, it's safe and secure. Make sure you use these steps step by step. If you don't, your plant arrives to whoever you're shipping it to fucked up, don't blame your favorite neighbor, because I told you to follow it step by step. Now, the most important steps, neighbors, is to make sure you are watering the plant, wrapping the plant, and taping the plant. Those are the most important steps to secure the plant and make sure you don't have no mishaps in the shipping process, neighbors. It's your favorite neighbor, man. Do your neighborhood due diligence. Give this episode a like. Make sure to comment neighbor, neighborhood, or show this, or comment, or, oh my God.
I'm making you nervous.
I don't have a plant order to ship today, so I'm not gonna close it up. I actually wasted all this tape to show you guys this. So make sure y'all use the fucking method, because y'all gonna get me real tight, because I just wasted all this tape, you feel me? You know, it was $1. The tape was $1, $2. But still, I could have used this tape for an order, you heard? I don't use nothing unless I have to use it. You know what I'm saying? And I use it for y'all. So make sure y'all utilize the method. Make sure y'all spreading the word about the channel. And let's continue to keep going, man. Do y'all neighborhood due diligence, man. And make sure to give this episode a like. Make sure to comment neighbor, neighborhood. If this video was very helpful, make sure to comment that below, man. Also, follow me on my socials at Neighborhoodnature_ and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's continue to grow this neighborhood one neighbor at a time. Also, if you want a beautiful plant arriving at your doorstep, intact, healthy, looking good, and ready to start your food forest journey, we are building out our own website, but for now, just go see what your favorite neighbor has to offer on the Etsy shop at NH Grower Society. Yes, NH Grower Society, that is the plant nursery name, and that is the shop name on Etsy that you can go look up. I will, of course, put the link down below. So go hit all the links, go follow me on my socials, and let's continue to keep growing so our health could get to growing. Y'all know the mainstay neighborhood motto. Put your hands on your chest for this one, you heard? Grow your own / support true righteous local growers like myself, or continue to rely on a broken system to supply you their own. And we all know what their own comes with. Comes with disease, disconnection, unalignment, fake food, GMO, all that, you heard? So why continue to support a system that's gonna continue to put you in total tyranny, you feel me? Gonna have you battling with disease, disconnection. Peace, love, light, much healing energy to you and yours. It's your favorite neighbor, Dayron. See you on the next one. Yeah.